Good evening. My name is Lauren Buzzio, and I'm the tasting director and senior editor at Wine Enthusiast magazine. Thank you. However, I am also the resident beer goddess and a very proud cross drinker, like so many of you in the audience tonight, who appreciate all good beverages. That is why I am honored to introduce this year's Brewery of the Year. With the mantra, off-centered ales for off-centered people, Dogfish Head Craft Brewery has continuously pushed the boundaries of beer perceptions, cooking up new, exciting recipes and playing with worldly ingredients and brewing techniques. They've even crossed over into our little wine world with their delicious Noble Rot, the selection that's on your table this evening, which incorporates both Pinot Gris and Botrytized Viognier must. From humble yet groundbreaking beginnings over 20 years ago, Dogfish Head has remained true to its roots while evolving to become one of the top craft breweries in America today.
I always forget how goofy our company name sounds because most people just think it's the name of an exotic brewery, but it's a place. Dogfish Head's a jut of land off of Boothbay Harbor, Maine. After college, moved to Manhattan, while working at this bar on the Upper West Side. In 1 week, had Chimay and Sierra Nevada, and like any college kid, I just drank what was cheap. And that blew my mind. Those were my epiphany beers. And within weeks, I bought a kit of homebrewing equipment. And on my way back to my apartment, passed a bodega that was having a special on kind of rotting, super ripe cherries. I was like, oh, those are cheap. I'm just gonna buy them. I came home and I had a pale ale recipe that the homebrew store had. I was like, that's cool, I'm gonna do that recipe. But why not squish all these cherries into it too and see what happens? That was a monumental sort of existential moment for me where I'm like, okay, this is the journey I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna try and make a living being a brewer, and I'm glad I did. My favorite days of work are coming down here and making beers that have never been made anywhere before. So I'm proud to say I'm the least technical and academically trained brewer at Dogfish Head. It reminds me how lucky I am to have gotten these many talented people around us. I could have never dreamed of a Dogfish Head of this scale. As you go into the brew house, here you see the beautiful cedar walls that reminds people of all the wood-aged beers we've been doing for almost 2 decades. And in front, you see the beautiful 200-barrel brew house. In the shadow of these beautiful state-of-the-art modern tanks, you see our little jalopy, MacGyvered half-barrel brew house that I built with friends in 1996. Our early vibrating football game that we did our continual hopping with. Then from there, you go down and see our wood aging room, which has the biggest wooden brewing vessels built in America since before Prohibition. I want to keep having fun, come to work every day, and really continue to experiment and work with people that are really passionate about what they do here. I hope that I continue to motivate and give the people I work with the tools to keep Dogfish growing and staying private and Delaware-based company for many decades to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Calagione, a founder and president of our Wine Star Award winner for Brewery of the Year, Dogfish Head.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Lauren. You're one of the great beer, wine, cross drinkers in America, an evangelist for the movement of cross drinkers. So thank you. So I kind of feel like the guy who brought a knife to a gunfight tonight as a brewer. But as the playwright Sam Shepard once said, it's the same love, it just got split in two. And our earliest ancestors as brewers and winemakers were fearless about combining grains and grapes, and that's the journey we've been on at Dogfish Head for 21 years. I'm standing up here on the shoulder of 240 of my amazing co-workers. I want to give mad props to our New York City distributors, Oak Distributing, Oak Beverage, who's in the house. Give it up for Oak, 111 years. our great friends at L&K, but mostly I want to take a moment to thank my wife, Mariah. I met my trophy wife when I was 16. I met my business partner when I was 16, and she's as responsible for Dogfish Head as much as I am. So thank you, Mariah, who's here with us tonight. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. I've been fortunate enough to brew in Egypt, in Peru, all around the world. And the earliest beverages enjoyed by civilization were most often cross-fermented sugar source beverages. 2,700 years ago in Egypt, it had white muscat grapes, saffron, honey in it. 10,000 years ago in China, sake yeast, sake rice, grapes, and grain. And so our ancestors have been promiscuous with their beverage choices for 10,000 years. I advise you be promiscuous with yours. Drink a beer once in a while. Enjoy the noble rod on your tables. And thank you so much, Wine Enthusiast, for this award.